All right.
Chat room. Let's see when Seema responds. Oh, wait. Dang it.
right. Seema, can you hear it? See us? Can you hear us?
Are they live? Are we live in there?
We are live, and yeah, I see it on Twitch, so we're good.
Only I can move the Discord video
up. Oh,
I had to make the notes bigger for my very old eyes.
Where are we? Who's leading this? Oh, Mew is.
That's Mew.
That's a bad idea.
I know. I am afraid that this is your circus. We are your monkeys.
Oh no. We're all doomed.
That was Jen.
We're all gonna die?
We're all gonna die.
Yep.
Fine, interesting.
Yep.
May you live in interesting times.
No,
We've been cursed with.
Don't say
No.
that.
Yeah, I think
saying.
we all actually know what that curse means
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, someone did that and had actual power behind it.
Right.
Right. Max, I love that shirt. I've actually been trying to find it in the Pride style for my Star Wars character.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's such a good print.
I did not plan out my shirt. Mine is just the Petra family picnic shirt.
Nice. Mine's a mermaid, so we kind of match.
And I just went with Mutter Smoke, so I've got at least a starship on here. All right. Whenever you are ready, we are streaming.
Never be ready. We'll do it anyway.
Yep, exactly.
Werewolf? Werewolf.
Yep.
House, warehouse. That's probably good enough. All right. Don't make any funny faces or anything, Tets, because I can't see you and I can't laugh.
He is making a funny face.
No, because I have to put the notes like right there,
I
because
know.
otherwise I'm not looking at the camera and I just
Right, I
can't-
know. Yeah, that's the same
it's-
thing.
Yeah,
It's
really
fine.
annoying. Alrighty.
I have the chat room's right here and the notes are right here, so that way, no matter what I'm doing, I'm...
Alrighty. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2. On this episode of the AIE Podcast.
Destiny 2 lives again.
The Final Fantasy rerun is a great ride.
Things are getting twisted in Guild Wars 2.
The new servers in Lotro are legendary.
And we have Max and Seema here to talk to us about AIE in SOTOR.
All that and more coming up right about now.
Bringing you the latest news from the AIE gaming community from planet Earth and beyond. This is the AIE Podcast.
Welcome to episode 370 of the podcast celebrating you, the LAX community. The Die Has Been podcast. This is Mew Cow, and to my virtual or physical left is Makala.
Guys, there are croissants and a honey cake with whipped mascarpone and figs in the kitchen.
And to my virtual right is Tetsemi.
I'll be in the guild kitchen.
Cleaning up my mess.
No, eating, because that
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Eating, then cleaning mess.
that honey
That's how it
cake
works.
with the mascarpone and the figs was just
It's happening again tomorrow.
good. It was heaven.
And of course, joining us this week is special guest Max and Seema, who are here to talk to us about AIE and SWTOR. So welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome,
Glad
guys.
to be here.
Happy to have you.
Can't wait.
All right. Well, why don't we do the hey, what's been going on in everyone else's RL first, and see what's been going on with. Let's mix it up and do Seema.
Well, first of all, I'm totally not working on Conquest right now while we're talking.
No.
Not doing that.
If you weren't, I'd be worried.
That's Seema's tell when she lies. She actually tells you the lie.
I mean, you have to have effective podcasting time.
It's
That's
kinda obvious.
it's wasted conquest if you're not doing it.
Right.
Right. So things are going really well with me. I mean, this isn't real life, but we have the double XP going on in SWTOR right now. So I've been leveling one character, and then a couple of characters are just getting like splash XP from doing various things. And so I got 3 that are pretty close to max level. I mean, 3 that I've been
Max
working
level?
on. I mean, I
What
have
is
like
Max's level?
20.
Is that maximum level or Max's level?
Is it still going on? Seema, is it still on? I thought it was done.
It is still on.
Oh,
I'm looking
okay.
at my XP bar right now. Wait a minute, is
Well,
it?
there's something
Yeah.
else I can do.
You're
Okay,
currently earning experience at 200%. Yep.
Nice.
I think isn't it supposed to be till like, well, I won't say a date because it'll be wrong, but
Right.
yes, it's still going on.
I thought it was like August 10th, but that could just be
No,
random.
it's not that far out, but I think that's close to when nightlife is going to be over, something like that.
Gotcha.
That's our gambling event, which I have been doing a little gambling in SWTOR, and I have been doing like major inventory purge. I know I simplified my decisions about how I get rid of inventory a while back, but now I just don't even simplify. I just deconstruct everything. I don't even look at it.
Yeah.
I figure if I get a bee in my bonnet and I want to make my Marauder raid ready, then I'll work on his gear instead of like saving everything I might possibly want to, to use in the future. So that's a lot of clicking. But it's also,
It is. I did I have the last 2 tabs of my legacy bank are literally just one row per, random set that drops, and then everything else just goes in the scrapper.
Yeah. I've gone down to below now. The only thing I save is a couple of sets of the one that everybody can wear.
Yes.
It's Victor's. So
The Victor set, yeah.
I'm gonna clean up because I had so many characters. Since I'm sort of avid about Conquest, I have so many characters that their inventory was always almost full because it was filled with crates.
Okay.
So I'll completely clean out one character, and then I'm like done with that clicking for the day. But another day I might do another. So I'm still finding characters that have not only their inventory full of crates, but then I've offloaded their inventory at least once into their cargo bay, right?
Right.
So,
and then you start getting the mail back from your bank characters and
yeah.
Right.
Well, that's
Something
WoW
about
for
that.
me. I've been playing Burning Crusade Classic, and really, I can't explain it why, but I've been really enjoying it. And yes, that's what I do there. Totally, everything's like just kept in the mail.
Yep.
Yeah.
Floating in the mail.
It sounds like back when we used to do the
Craft fair.
craft fair.
Yeah.
Yes, and Mancrick is like a fantastic server for selling stuff. So like at the end of whatever time I've spent in the game playing, I just send everything that's dropped or that
Onto
I've
the auction
mined
house.
or that I've to my auction house character and put it up there, and it all sells. I mean, you could log in 2 hours later and it's gone. So it's like, wow, this is so different from not only Pagel, it's way different from Earth and Ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Yep.
Yeah, it's so I'm just trying to really take advantage of it now while it's happening, because who knows how much longer it will go on. But yeah, so my goal is to get 5,000 gold, of course, because that's what fast flying costs.
Yep.
And like Lucy said the other day, that slow flying is really slow.
It
It's
is.
just so painful.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
like, how is it even aerodynamic?
I did.
It's not fast enough.
I think I did my 5,000 gold back at the time on the Isle of Quel'Danas, doing the dailies there because you made so much gold.
I think I did the same.
Yeah.
That sounds
Oh,
familiar.
that's a good tip.
When
I just turned 70 on my rogue, so I haven't started doing any of the like 70 stuff yet.
Yeah. I don't even know if the Isle's in yet because that was the last. Wasn't that the last
May
raid
not
/ dungeon before?
That could be, yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember they had a gold sink just because they knew you were making money there.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
It was like you buy a title or something for a lot of gold.
Oh, yeah.
You go, you want some rep? Just give us some money and we'll give you rep.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Here's
You
a
have
title.
money, so hey, this works.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, that's what's been going on with me. WoW, SWOTOR, furniture moving. It's been raining so much here lately. We had even a, what do they call it? A flood warning,
Oh wow.
which is, I don't know. We get all kinds of warnings and nothing ever happens. So,
Mhm.
but yeah,
All
that's
right.
all.
That's certainly plenty. Let's go ahead and move along to Tetsemi and see what he's been up to.
Oh, a bit. Like I said, pre-show, I finished the Galactic season. I just, due to real life, have been not gaming a lot, and so I didn't know how much attention I'd have to it, and I didn't want to like get to I think it's September, or whatever, and have all this catch up or whatever to do. So I just said, you know what, I'll just finish it with cartel coins and flushed it out. So I've got that off. The only thing I need to remember is to buy the apartment before. Don't you have to buy the apartment if you want it before the next season starts or something?
I think it'll be around
Yeah.
because there's 2 apartments.
Right.
One is you can only buy one of the 2, and the other one you'll be able to buy the next season, whichever one you.
Okay. Yeah, because you come up like one coin short, right?
Yeah, that's the limitation. the
Okay.
number of
On purpose.
tokens.
It-
On
makes
purpose,
sense.
yeah.
You just like buy everything the
Yeah.
first season and have nothing to do next season.
Exactly. So
'Cause
that's
that's how they get you.
yep. So that's
Of
what I've been
course it
doing
is.
in SOTOR. And then in WoW, just mainly doing the Korthia dailies and the Covenant calling just to stay current. I'm amazed at how much anima is actually dropping in Korthia to the point where I just need, I think, 2,000 more anima, and I can get my rank 5 Covenant system, which is the Abomination Factory. And then that'll be finished, and my Covenant, as far as the systems, will be done. And then I can start buying all the transmog items and working on the mission table. I actually got a level 60 mission table drop from one of the rares in Korthia, and all my map table people are like level 40. So there's no, like that one will just sit there until,
Sit there.
yeah, until, I get them up there because it's so slow. But, yeah, so that's what I've been doing. The nice thing is the dailies in Korthia, now that I've gotten to Renown 45, there's 4 or 5. It just depends on the day, I guess. I'm not quite sure what's going on, why there's 4 one day and 5 the next. But I was able to just, you knock through them in about 15 minutes and you're done. And so it's just log in, do things, find some rares. I just hit tier 5 on the Archivist reputation, which means I can now buy the repaired rift stones, so I can go into the rift for 15 minutes and find all the treasures that are in there. So just playing very, very, not little, but very slow. I'm not grinding anything, and it actually feels like, had they launched this, X many weeks after 905 launched instead of what it is now, I think it would have felt a lot better with the amount of anima that's flowing out. So
Makes sense.
yeah. And then keeping current on Final Fantasy 14 with my characters. The system, what do they call it, Mew? The system checker or the thing,
Benchmark?
yeah, the benchmark thing just came out for Endwalker.
Mm-hmm.
So I have yet to run that on my system to see what it's at. But apparently if your system can't make the benchmark, none of the characters at the end clap for you.
Yeah, they just
Oh my
look at you very.
gosh.
They look very disappointed. They're
Yeah,
just
they
like,
just kind of stand there and just kind of look like, which I thought was kind of a
what is
passive
this
aggressive.
potato
Oh
you're
my
running
God.
on?
Yeah, I thought that was the funniest thing because it's just like this passive aggressive of, we think you need to get a new system. So,
Mhm.
but that's
He's
what I've been
wasting
up
our
to.
time.
So,
Sounds like plenty. Then from Tets, we'll move on to Max and see what he's been up to. Very busy over there, as you can see.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've been doing a bunch of things. I did finish the Galactic season in Star Wars actually earlier today. So I did one of my last weeklies today, and that pushed me to rank 100. And so it's sort of like a Game Pass system for people that aren't familiar. I did it the way that I didn't do any of the skip aheads, but I did do every single daily and every single weekly, every single day and every single week. So that's with that in mind, you would
He
have
did it
finished.
to the max.
Yes.
Yeah, I like kind of like my intent was to see if I would rage quit doing it at some point sooner than getting to the end. By the time I started getting into the 80s, though, and I was pretty bored of it by then. We learned a couple tricks, and you got the light at the end of the tunnel, so it seems sort of okay.
Did
So that,
the ability to log in like level 10 and
yes,
have that reduce what your choices were for the weeklies help?
that helps me. So
Yeah.
that won't help because when you log in, whatever character you log in, if the character can't do some objective, that's not going to be in the list of random objectives you could get.
Sure.
Right.
At the lower levels, like level 10, you can do PvP, you can do GSF, and you can do some of the low level kill 75, kill 75 people on Korriban. For me, because I like PvP and GSF, and I like that as a weekly, that's perfect for me because I can just get. And then I don't get the Operations weekly or the Flashpoint weekly because
Right.
those are Flashpoint in particular. I did once this whole season and never wanted it again.
No.
Not because I don't like Flashpoints, but you have to do 3. You have to get a group together. It's
a pain.
Operations every week. That one's
Yeah.
fine. But so yeah, that's been great because I do PvP and GSF, the Galactic Starfighter, combat. So yeah, that helped me get over the edge the last 3 weeks. We learned that tip. The sort of the community collectively
Yeah.
learned that. Which was
I figured out for the flashpoints, because I wasn't familiar with being able to select, to narrow down which flashpoints you wanted to queue for.
Right.
Once I figured out, if you match if you go in and filter it and just take out everything except the flashpoints that are on your weekly, you're generally going to end up with people or your daily that are doing the same thing. And then that seemed to go relatively fast. So,
Yeah,
That's a good
and
tip.
it's really not bad.
no.
So if you like flashpoints, the flashpoints are popping. You'll get in there. You'll get them done, and that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I've been doing, and we'll have a little bit of announcement on the podcast, I'm sure, about Summer of Love planning with the officer team. That's been fun. I've been on the side doing a bunch of modeling and Blender and Unity, and I created a virtual environment, which is what's behind me, that we're going to
Nice.
introduce and launch. It's sort of a soft launch right now. You can see it on our guild Discord, but I built out this 2D and virtual reality. It works in Oculus Rift and HTC Vive. A virtual town hall for us.
Great.
It's built on AltSpace VR. You can go onto AltSpace and download it. The code is in our Discord, and people can come here, meet up. It's got a voice chat system. You got your little avatar. People can sort of group up, and it's proximity voice. You just talk to people who are around you, and you have fun.
Wonderful.
That's
With
awesome.
that, I'm doing a ton of learning 3D modeling. So I made this 3D version of our guild logo. I've been doing all of that kind of modeling in Blender. Reteaching myself everything I've forgotten about Blender.
Yeah.
Right.
Reteaching myself everything I've forgotten about Unity. I think I still have Unity up around here somewhere. Unity, which is where you sort of stage the environment and all the parts. And then just to finish it off, last night, because now I mastered just the basic blocky objects and things that I built, like the D20 dice, and I said, well, what about sculpting?
Oh, wow.
Should I be able to do that in Blender? Should I learn that? And the
Clearly,
answer
yes.
was yes. So I taught myself 3D digital sculpting.
Oh, nice.
Well, I
Awesome.
just did one tutorial last night, but I mean, this literally took me probably like 3 hours just to follow the 17-minute tutorial.
Right.
Right.
Just learn the tools, learn the sculpting, stretch it out, render it.
Learn where all
It's
the
kind of
buttons
one of those,
actually
I don't know
are.
if you're- I don't know if you're
Yes.
familiar with that meme that shows up on the internet where it's how to draw an owl. Draw
Yes.
2 circles. Draw the rest of the effing owl.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's kind of what this sort of felt like.
Yeah.
So lots of fun. That's what I've been doing. Can't wait to talk more about SWOTOR though, because that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Because of Max and I talking about circles, I went on a little mini black hole. There's actually a freehand circle drawing contest
Hmm.
that happens in Vegas,
Yep.
and I watched a couple of people, their methods for drawing perfect circles. It was pretty fascinating.
Yeah.
That's what a compass is for?
That's a different.
Yeah, but like if you're at a chalkboard trying to draw,
Yeah.
like the things, they don't always have those two wooden, the wooden
Yeah.
compass to do it. So
Yeah.
you've got to learn to do
Oh.
it freehand and
I mean,
Interesting.
it's a hobby. It's like anything.
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Technique.
But yeah, so I guess the trick is you do make your arm into like a compass.
Yep.
Or
Sense.
your forearm or
You
your
just
yeah.
yeah.
That makes sense.
I bolted a steel plate
There you go.
into my arm just so I could keep it really straight.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a use for the plate in my wrist.
Yeah. We're gonna see if it's magnetic. We'll get some
I know.
rare earth metals.
And draw some perfect circles as a result.
Exactly.
All right. Well, with that, we'll go on and see what McCall's been up to.
So the really cool thing about being in 4 different D&D RPG games is sometimes they all get canceled.
Wow.
All of them.
Oh no.
Not permanently. But definitely there's been a week of not gaming. I had called out my Thursday game because it was our best friend's birthday. It's like, okay, I'll game on my own birthday, but I won't game on someone. I'll call out and then game got canceled anyway, and it was canceled the week before, I believe. But in Escape to Inverness, we're now dealing with demons as well as devils. So we're going from now going from the hell to the abyss.
Yeah, that's not good.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. It's all good. It's all good.
Never good.
I know. At this point though, it's in for a copper, in for a gold. I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
we're already dealing with all those fun levels. Our plan was to restart up our Star Wars game after hiatus Saturday, but unfortunately, life happened, and that we weren't able to do that. So we should be starting that up this upcoming Saturday. I'm not sure about our Call of Cthulhu. I'm thinking that's probably going to be way late another week, because that's with the same group. But in theory, we're playing a Rose game tonight, so that'll be fun. But yeah, I definitely had a few weeks of very little gaming. I did get a little bit of work done on my Star Wars character's history, and it's which means I basically just get to research battles in the Galactic Civil War and various ship types, and some really fun stuff.
Yes. I saw some of the miniature ship lust happening.
Yes. Yep. My friend's like, "Hey, I have this ship. Do you want it?" I'm like, "Of course I want it. Thank you."
And the Imperial Handbook and
Yeah, I have I have the Imperial Handbook, which technically is Legend, even though it came out after the split. It was written during Legend, so it is not canon. It's Legend, but all the ship stuff is the same. I mean,
yeah.
yeah. So, but yeah, that's kind of been my project. Nothing too terribly fun or geeky. A lot of not gaming and ogling Star Wars ships, which is not a bad way to.
And baking.
I have been baking a lot.
You made lemon bars. You
I
made
did
the
make lemon
cake.
bars. The cake. I found out that so there's very, very few people at work. So I figured, all right, I'll do some baking. I send an IM out to like the 6 people that are in my area in the office. 2 of them were on vacation. One wasn't in the office. 3 of them were on vacation. One wasn't in the office. So of the two people that were in the office that day, one said, "You know what? I actually cannot stand lemon desserts."
Oh,
So one person got lemon bars, and the family got the rest.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice guy. Oh, and pina colada cupcakes. I made those too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I am, as they say, back on my BS when it comes to baking. And I did find out today that I do, however, need to keep my wrist brace on when I am rolling out croissant dough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a bit painful.
Yeah.
But yeah, not much on the geeky end. What about you, Mew? What have you been up to?
Oh, all kinds of all over the place. Let's see, real life. Been raining a lot here too. As Simo was saying, just tons of rain. Yeah,
Send
I know.
it our way.
I don't know what happened. It's like us in Seattle got swapped because
Yeah.
we've been getting nonstop rain. It's just now finally got up to 91 degrees, and normally we're in the hundreds by now.
Yeah.
But it's just been nonstop rain to the point that I had a lawn treatment done. The guy's like, "Yeah, I need to put down some fungicide. You've got some mushrooms growing because it's been
Oh,
raining
wow.
so much."
Yeah.
So gotta protect the pirate ship. Gotta make sure it's okay. Let's
Sure.
see. Other than that, a little bit of gaming here and there. I've been playing a lot of Cyberpunk
Yeah, I
2077.
remember you saying last time
yeah.
you were getting into that.
Yeah, no, it's definitely like I have definitely started it once they've fixed at least a lot of the egregious bugs.
Yeah.
Because I enjoyed the playthrough. Like it has your what you would expect, the kind of bugs that pop up, just little tiny things. Every once in a while, a phaseless collision. It's
played it on PC at launch.
Yeah.
And had a fine time. And
Good,
I
okay.
did it all the way through.
And that I think that's just what it is that their code didn't account for putting it back on consoles that just can't think as fast or as hard as the PC
Right.
can.
Yeah.
And
So-
the old consoles were the ones that really had the problem.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, it's a gorgeous game. It's a very thought provoking and a thrilling story that you can choose different endings to. And I was also surprised to learn that I didn't even know that it came from essentially a D&D like campaign. Like Cyberpunk is this whole D&D setup.
Mm-hmm.
And like I didn't know that. I've heard of Cyberpunk, but I always thought that was just a genre. But no, Cyberpunk
Right.
is an actual D&D style handbook and role playing and all that kind of stuff. So it's like, and the reason why I wondered is because I'm playing this and I'm like, wow, this world is just so fleshed out and it just has so much backstory. It's like is that why this game wasn't as good as it should have been? And they spent so much time on the back. No, they just took that from the source books. So it's
Yeah.
like,
Right,
oh, okay,
right.
now it makes sense. Because there's some of the things, some of the words they use for things. It's like it very clearly has almost a different language. It's not quite, but yeah. There's a poor cat.
Max, did you just throw the cat?
He yeeted the cat.
He
Okay,
yeeted the
distract
cat.
you.
No
Yes.
geek cats.
It comes back.
It does.
Oh.
It comes back.
It's the cat.
Actually,
I
is a-
can't see. I'm playing with it, playing in the VR environment.
Yeah.
There actually is one cat in Cyberpunk,
Yes.
which is interesting.
Is there? Where's
Yep.
the
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It after a certain point in the game, the cat will pop up in the actual main story. But if you do certain things, you can actually get it to pop up, and then you can adopt it and put it in your apartment.
Yep.
Oh, I must have missed that.
And then it's kind of cool because you'll come into your
Probably-
apartment.
I probably picked it up and threw it.
Threw it out the window.
Yeeted it. You probably picked it up and yeeted it, Max.
You demonstrated the cat.
Yes.
But is there
But,
fishing?
There is not fishing.
Sarah won't play it.
Yeah. But no, it's kind of fun going back to your apartment from time to time and then playing, okay, where's the cat now?
Right.
Because you'll just hear this almost disembodied
like that.
cat meow.
Right?
And you're like, where
Yeah.
are you this time? Oh, there you are. Okay, you found that
That's
spot
cute.
to hide in. Yeah, because it doesn't like move around or anything, but like it just every time you come back after doing something, it finds a new spot to sit in. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, no, a very thought provoking game, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I'm debating if I want to do one of the other endings because there's like
There's a
4
number
or 5.
of them. Yeah.
Yeah. and I did what they consider the hardest good-ish ending.
Mhm.
It basically makes me wonder if there is. I mean, obviously they've had a lot of backlash because of delivering an unfinished game, but
Right, right.
I do wonder if they're going to make more if DLC is coming once they feel that they've done enough patches to the game to make it fully playable.
Yeah.
Will they give us some DLC? Because I can see it, like they've left it open for it.
Yeah.
So
I hope
Definitely.
so.
yeah,
I
That's
really
it.
hope so. I mean, I was sort of disappointed to be done only because I was having a good time playing it. So,
That's the same thing. Like I actually finished it. I want to say Thursday night, and I'm like, well, now what?
Yeah. I think
Like, I'm like-
I think when Rossi was playing it from the Blizzard Watch podcast, he said he actively avoided doing the main story quest and was doing everything else except that because he didn't want to finish the game.
I almost I
good.
almost did that. Like, and one of the cool things is after you do finish the game, it does say, okay, now that you finished the game, we're gonna throw you back in to the last save point before you started the end game.
Right.
And it doesn't put you like right at that spot. What it does is they actually have a custom spot that your character stands in after you've done that, so that you can actually like it kind of purposely points you away from the end game,
Right.
so that okay, go back in the. So I actually have been doing a little bit of that, but yeah, no, I mean just to level up a bit, I was just running around doing everything I could, and I wanted to make sure I did all of the main side story quests. They call it the romance lines,
Right.
but it doesn't have to be a romance line. It's just it's an
Right.
interesting in-depth character arc.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Awesome.
So I did almost all of those except for one character that it doesn't become available till the end anyway. That's why I never did it, but I might go back and do that one. But yeah, no, it definitely scratched an itch that I've been looking for. I like those kind of almost open world games where you just kind of do whatever you want and pick whatever path you want and whatever character setup you want and just kind of play your way. So
Yep.
It was a lot of fun. Other than that, bit of Final Fantasy 14, working on my relic weapon because that is just a super long grind.
It is.
Yeah, so I've kind of mixed my grinds, and I've been leveling Dancer while doing Fates to get a certain memory type lately. So it's just, and they say that's faster because otherwise you have to go to these. Which that reminds me of another thing I do. I actually discovered Alliance Raid I'd never done. I just
Which
completely
one?
skipped over. It was the Pirates one.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, I did the first one and have never seen the other two. So,
Yeah.
and I didn't realize that until I'm on the step where you can either do the pirate raids or you can do Fates.
Right.
Like, well, I'll go ahead. Let's see how hard these raids are. Oh, I've never been here. What is this? Oh, new stuff. So it was it's neat coming across like completely new content in the game that I've never come across, and I get to
Great.
experience and have fun. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Yeah, at this point, we are in the pre-expansion lull. So it's finding stuff to do, and that's relic grind out, leveling up alt classes, and finding other content I've never done before. I finished the raid stuff weeks ago.
Yep.
So yeah, definitely in like a holding pattern. I did dip my toe in SWTOR earlier this week on Steam, and I'm like, wow, this is so much easier to log into.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
I didn't have to, re-log in 3 times and restart my computer and dance around to get it to finally load up. It was just start Steam. Oh, okay, enter. Good, we're done. Wow, that was easy. And got to play a little bit with the daily login system and the do stuff to earn. I don't know the name for it. Where you can buy the skips for each day or whatever it is you're doing. But yeah, that's a very interesting system. And it's kind of neat how you can choose to do either the credits or do the tokens. So that's a very interesting way of doing it. That way, like Max has said in the previous podcast with us, is that if you want, you can just money bulldoze through it if you don't have the time to grind it.
Yep.
And still
Yeah.
get all the neat stuff. So yeah, that's
And it's pretty flexible too, because you can decide later. You can say, "Oh, I'll try it out," and still pay your way to the end later.
yeah, exactly, yeah. That's a lot of games are doing that. And it's working really well for them because you choose. You either grind it out or not. Genshin Impact has a similar system.
Yep.
where they call it the battle pass, just like most games do, and the same thing where you can do stuff to earn it or you can pay through it. But yeah, I have been playing some Genshin, preparing for some of the stuff they're coming. They just had a summer event, which has been a lot of fun. It was basically a summer island that's just for summer activities, and everyone was afraid, oh, this thing's going to disappear afterwards. But no, they've actually had new events pop up saying, okay, well, now go to the island and go play around. And one of the characters that they came out with, I forget his name. He's got like a long, complicated name, so I haven't memorized it yet. But he's a 5-star that you can get right now, and his level up material actually only comes from that island, so they can't get rid of that island.
Yeah,
That makes sense. Yeah.
So that's the confirmation. Yeah, no, this island's going to stick around. It's just it's neat. They have these to again steal from Zelda like they do. They have this little boat you can run around on the islands, and is it Windwalker that has the boat? But yeah, you can jump on this boat and run around from island to island and shoot stuff with the boat and do little boat races and stuff like that. So they added that as a new feature, but. And yeah, that game continues to be surprising free to play game that is just full of constant content. It's just, I think they've figured out, giving us content. It doesn't have to be huge expansions. Just give us content to let us play and then let us walk away.
Yeah.
So, and the one thing you'll hear that I have not mentioned is I have not played any WoW since the patch has come out.
Right.
And I've kind of come to the decision that maybe I don't need to. Maybe I can wait until 9.2 because I can get the same videos. I'm basically pulling something from John Jagger's playbook. I played with the mobile app to poke at the mission board, and that's it. And I've watched the videos online, and seen some of the analysis from like Taliesin and Hazelnutty, and yeah, that's been enough. Like I feel like I've gotten enough. I don't feel the desire to go grind in something right now.
Right.
So yeah, and I'm having fun. It's work.
Cool.
But,
Having fun.
I know.
Purpose
It's
of
weird.
games.
Yeah.
Before.
Yep. But that's about enough of me. So let's see where we are. Oh, I guess it's time for a bit of AIE news.
AIE News.
And we'll start in community news. We, of course, have the summer of 2021 upon us, and with that comes the AIE's biggest week of the year. This year's Summer of Love event week will begin with the Guild Town Hall on Sunday, July 25th on Discord and Altspace, the thing that Max has been playing with and showing us and getting cats in. It will continue with a week of events across all of our games and end with our most important and solemn event, Remembrance Day, on Monday, August 2nd. Of course, we have the page that Max is currently showing if you're watching the broadcast, but it's at aie-guild.org/blog 2021-07 AIE-summer-of-love-2021. You can get that in the show notes as well.
It's pinned everywhere, and I put it in like 3 of our main channels in Discord.
Awesome.
You can just get to it there.
If you
haven't-
can't find it, hit up Max.
Yeah.
You should be able to trip over this thing by this point. So.
Yep. Exactly.
I appreciate if we wouldn't talk about tripping.
Cool. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. And
Gotta get it in before fall.
right? Oh my God! Really, Max?
Wow.
Really?
You walked into that
Wow.
one.
Oh no, I didn't. I fell into it. Anyways, and in streaming news, Fleet Action Report. Fleet Action Report 52, Summer Events 2021. The report is back, and Nicholas and Greybog are there to cover summer events. They take you around the island and show you what to expect from the various activities and how to earn the low and not favors. And in Fleet Action Report episode 51, Call to Arms TFO Part 2. Fleet Action Report is about 3 more TFOs. They're there to take you back through Red Alert, Nicole, Red Alert. Oh my gosh, I gave myself the worst stuff.
Zenkethi.
Zenkethi, thank you.
Yep.
And Borg Disconnected.
And in Working Class Nerds, speaking of which, Marcus is in the Twitch chat room. Episode 112, Legacy of the Sith announcement. Marcus and Nick are guest-free and reacting in full-blown working-class nerd style to the live stream from BioWare that detailed Star Wars: The Old Republic's 10th anniversary expansion, Legacy of the Sith. The two explain Nick's recent illness, the new Switch model, and of course talk about all the dark-sided details of Legacy of the Sith. And in episode 111, wow, I really did those backwards. I should.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Episode 111, Lore Seeking with a Warrior Nerd. With Nick out sick, Kitty stepped into the co-host seat with Marcus. The two of them are joined by a Warrior. Warrior is an awesome Twitch streamer and content creator who specializes in Halo, and Star Wars lore.
You can find them at the links in the show notes.
Yep. And Max, why don't you tell us about the Escape Podcast 387?
Yeah, it's a podcast.
You're on it.
387 was, let's see, 387. Well, 387 was the big one, and we're going to talk about a whole bunch. I think that's going to be our main segment. But this is where we went down the rundown of the 10th anniversary announcement. So we finally got the big announcement that they've been teasing us with for like 8 months now. It's going to be a big expansion, basically coming for the 10th anniversary, which will be the end of this calendar year. So we ran down it. I think I have a slide deck with each of the slides that they showed, and then we sort of did our live, review of it. There's 48 slides. So hopefully everybody's got 3 more hours for the podcast tonight. Because we're gonna
go through all the slides.
All right,
This
one
is the
second.
first. This is the first time hearing of it, so go for it.
1 second. Let Ro know we're not going to be at game.
Right.
It's cool. It's how game's been lately.
So that was
And then-
that was last week. Yeah, Seema, do you want to do 388?
Yes,
That's
which
right.
was 388, which was last week. That's when we talked about the High Republic Wave 2. If you don't know what the High Republic is, it is a period of time a couple of hundred years before the first prequel. And Disney and Lucas have put out a bunch of like printed stuff for this period, books, comics, manga, and they're sort of hitting every age group. And so we talked about all the stuff that came out in Wave 2. We had previously talked about the stuff that came out in Wave 1. So if you want to learn more about the High Republic, this was an okay place to start.
Yeah. Awesome. I know we have one of the books.
If you want to learn more about the High Republic, there's great places you can go on the web. If you want to hear us ramble,
Right,
maybe
exactly.
loosely connected to the High Republic, listen to our podcast.
Alrighty. And we also have Board and Swords. Boardandswords.com. Boardsandswords.com, I should clarify that. Chris played Warhammer. I want to say Warcraft. Easy to stumble over that one. It's just almost one came from the other or something. Anyway, Warhammer 40k. Pikachu V is alive, and that's Board and Swords number 176. And it says here, Lordy, Chris played 40k. Oh, okay, I see what you did there. Warhammer 40k specifically, plus people are shelling out for TCGs. Asmodee is bringing the hammer to counterfeits, and speaking of Warhammer, there's going to be a subscription for Warhammer stuff.
All
They got a lot going on.
Yeah. And in Nomads, Destiny 2 is come alive again. There's now a raid team that will be running on Monday nights and a fun mission on Sunday nights. Solace of Heroes started this week as well. It's a summer event, and it will run through August 26th, which is when the next season starts. They hope that they will get Witch Queen revealed that day as well. Lots of fun happening over at Destiny 2. Time to suit up, Guardian. New World's open beta begins on July 20th. Keep an eye out on discussion in the Nomad section of Discord as the game is opens up for all to experience. And Diablo 3 Season 23 ends on July 18th, and Season 24 begins on July 24th.
And in World of Warcraft news, New Braid resumes on July 17th. I suspect that since Wing 1 of LFR is launching this Tuesday, that there may be some shenanigans in the new LFR. And if that's the case, the minimum eye level for that LFR Wing 1 will be item level 195. So again, that's usually, if they queue up for LFR, that's the only restriction. If they run normal, it's bring your character level. What is the next level? It's
Level 60.
60, I think. Yes. So, and if you need some gear, get yourself to Korthia. There's a lot of gear dropping out there. So
60 is the new 130.
exactly. Good Lord.
Uh-huh.
And in ESO news, they had a short break from being let off cliffs while Kinney was on vacation. However, things that still occurred, clearing zones of sky shards and world bosses, clearing public dungeons, and being let off cliffs by not Dan Kinney. MFN resumes on July 16th, and activities happen each week and involve either zone clears, daily dungeon runs, and or public dungeon clears, and being let off cliffs by Dan Kinney.
Lots of clips around Kenny.
Yep.
Feel sorry for her team at work.
Over in Final Fantasy XIV, they just had a live letter from the producer where it was actually a 14-hour stream.
Wow.
It was just it was like a mini con essentially, but they do these from time to time. I think this was the 7th that they've done. But they just did stuff at the headquarters, including a very interesting beaver costume, which was it's something that happens in Shadowbringers. We don't want to spoil it for you, but yeah. So
yeah.
It was kind of funny. It opens up and you just see Yoshi P sitting down trying to keep his composure,
right?
And you can tell, and he just looks over and just starts laughing because there's someone in beaver costume sitting next to him. He's just I don't think he was expecting it. I think it was a surprise, but that was pretty funny. But they did show, of course, a lot of Endwalker previews. One nugget is the official benchmark tool is now out. You can test your PC for Endwalker, as well as the character creator, where you can create the perfect Catboy or now Bunny Boy or male Viera, and check them out and see how they differ from all the other types out there. They, as a side note, they are shorter than the female Viera, so it's actually something different for once in the game.
And they talked about, remind me, female Hrothgar are planned, but
they're
not
working
in.
on it.
Yep.
Will not be in 6.0.
Right.
Maybe not even 6.1, maybe 6.2, but they're working on it. It's just they have to get it right. Like and it makes sense. It took them this long to get male Viera. But they want to make sure that they look good and they fit in, and it's like it took them, like, they couldn't do male Catboys in Final Fantasy 11 because they felt they couldn't do it right. So it wasn't until Final Fantasy 14 came along they finally have them. So that just gives you an idea. Yeah, they will take their time to make sure something looks good. But you can download that now. It's on the official website, and get an idea of if your PC is going to be able to play Endwalker. And it's pretty cool because whatever character you create or pick or one of the pre-picked ones, that character is the one that shows up in this benchmark tool. So you can see your character doing Endwalker stuff, which is kind of cool.
Which is cool.
Yeah. If you've been looking in Discord, the Pixar It Didn't Happen channel has been full of them, as well as the Final Fantasy 14 channel. So if you just want to get a look at what's going on, you can see some pictures there. You do not need to be subbed to use the benchmark, so everyone can play with it and see how things look. If your sub has lapsed, there is now a callback campaign going on. You get 14 free days from when you first log in during the Campaign The campaign is from July 9th until August 23rd, so you've got time, but 14 free days. You got lots of time to run around. Yeah. We'd love to see a lot of old faces dropping by and meet new ones, because there's been an influx of new players lately.
It's a game that's always growing within the guild and the game itself.
Yeah, and there's just been a huge influx lately. It's been pretty crazy. Another Final Fantasy XIV reminder that any member in the free company has rights to invite new players to the FC. So if you are a member and have a friend or family member or just met someone really cool in game and you think they'd be a good addition to the FC, you can invite them. So have at it. A quick reminder that the often asked for Regalia Mont, which is the 4-seat car from Final Fantasy 15, or something similar to it because it looks different, but it's close enough. It'll be acquirable again in September as they do a rerun of the Final Fantasy 15 event. So that's pretty cool. They do that from time to time. Yeah, it's
Oh,
it,
good,
it
'cause
also
I didn't get it last time, so I kind of want it.
it also comes with is it Noctis? I think is his name, the main character. It comes
Yeah.
with his full outfit.
Right.
So I know that like
Kinda
the
cool.
shirt is used a lot, like in a lot because you can it actually is dyeable, so you can play with the colors on it. It's kind of
Isn't
cool.
it like doesn't he have like a trench coat kind of thing?
Yeah,
too?
it's a trench coat. Well, it's not quite a trench coat. But it's a longer coat, and it has a special patterned shirt, and it dyes pretty well. So I know that's a pretty popular outfit that I've seen. Where are we? Yes. And also, if you are not aware, which I'd be very surprised if you weren't, there is a super generous free trial with no time restrictions. When the trial does not let you join the FC, but we're on Discord. That's where we do everything. So you can join in, talk to us about what's going on there, join voice and all that fun stuff. Lots of people that are happy to answer questions or help out newcomers to the game, help you in dungeon runs, raid runs, that sort of thing. If you do end up liking the game and buying it, I would highly recommend that you get a friend code because both of you will benefit from it. But we're happy to help you make the jump. To all current, past, future warriors of life, thank you for spending your gaming time with us. Appreciate it.
All right, and an STO news. Federation Fleet has completed the K-13 holdings, so be sure to go there and pick up the new cosmetics from the tailor and superior traits from the biologist. The colony holding is moving right along and close to the tier 4 unlocks, while the Fleet Star base is moving along nicely as well. KDF Fleet is working towards tier 2 of the dilithium mines for those sweet discounts. And Fleet Action Report will be celebrating its 53rd episode and 1-year anniversary with blowing Greebog up over and over again in a fun PvP match. Come watch them kill Greebog again and again at 9 o'clock Eastern on Monday.
And in Guild Wars 2's Guild Wars 2 news. Words are hard. Dungeons and More Nights is this Friday from 9 to 11 o'clock Eastern. Legendary Armory comes July 13th along with the Twisted Marionette from Living World Season 1. The Legendary Armory is a place where you can share your legendary items with all of your characters. Don't have any legendaries? If you keep doing the bonus achievements associated with the Living World return, then you will be awarded with a precursor for an End of Dragons, the next X-Pack, legendary weapon, and if you complete all of the bonus achievements, you will get a legendary amulet. The Twisted Marionette is from Living World Season 1, which only ran once and has never been revisited until now. All of Season 1 content was not instanced. The event runs from the 13th to the 20th and is accessed through an NPC in the Eye of the North. Finally, we are at Season 3, Episode 2 in the Return of the Living World event. Episode 3 and its bonus achievements unlock on Tuesday. As a reminder, each week the episode is available to be unlocked for free. Check your in-game mail for a message from ArenaNet. If you have been keeping up with the bonus achievements when Season 3 finishes up, we will get an item that will let us unlock the End of Dragons precursor weapon. The reward for finishing Season 2, 3, and 4 will be a 32-slot bag, and as stated before, after finish everything plus the Ice Brood Saga will be the legendary amulet. In Ultra bonus news, End of Dragons has officially been delayed until 2022. In the meantime, we will be getting a world versus world makeover in the form of alliances, more on this later. End of Dragons will also bring a DirectX 11 client, which should be hopefully help with many of the performance issues the game suffers on DirectX 9. I did not realize Guild Wars 2 was still stuck on DirectX 9. That blows my mind away. It really does.
Yeah, they're in for a lot of improvements when that happens.
Yeah.
Over in Lord of the Rings Online, new legendary servers have opened. Shadowfax and Treebeard. Shadowfax is on 50% normal XP and will open the next area about every 2 months. Treebeard is at 60. Is that negative 60%?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
they've got a
60% of normal.
right. So they've got one where you level up very, very slowly, and they've got one where you level up super, super fast.
Interesting.
Depending on
okay.
what
Yes.
experience you want to
Yeah.
have.
Yeah. But they'll be opening their areas every 5 to 6 months. So I guess that's the slow roll
Makes
server.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah, Treebird. You're going for a walk with Treebird, so it's going to take a while. AIE has a kinship on Treebeard. You do not need to be VIP to play on the legendary servers. Oh, you do need to
Yep.
be
You do.
VIP.
Yes.
Okay, okay. That's a special stuff. If you want to invite on Treebeard, let us know in the Lord of the Rings Online channel in Discord, of course. And with all that crazy news, let's get back to Max and Seema and find out what they've been doing and
Yeah.
what they've been talking about in SWTOR.
Yes. So as we said, the couple bigger things are the 10th anniversary announcement. That's pretty much the biggest. But we can, see any questions you guys have on High Republic. We can go over that too. But do you want to? I can show some slides, and you want to go down sort of like the main rundown of the 10th anniversary stuff.
I think we should do all 48 slides.
No.
Or tell everyone where they could get the 48 slide.
There you go.
I think we should here. This was Keith kicking it off. There's the code. Well, let's start with that, and then you can go down the actual content. There is a code that's available now until the 15th, until July 15th, that
Do that.
you have to enter it in. You could just go on your account page on the website. It's LOTS of SWTOR, capital LOTS, small
makes
OF,
sense, yeah.
capital SWTOR. Enter that code, and you get a special decoration for your strongholds. And
Cool.
it's this picture here, like framed, that hangs on the wall.
Nice.
But yeah,
Security key here.
hit us with the knowledge bombs on the content, Seema.
Okay. So it's called Legacy of the Sith. And that's why the redeeming code is called Lots of SWTOR. I think we're going to hear
Oh.
that particular thing
They're going to run it into the ground.
maybe 1 to 2 more times. Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
question.
I didn't catch that right away. The lots being legacy.
Yeah.
Of this
That
legend.
that makes perfect sense. And it's also, lots of SWTOR. That's what you want.
Yeah.
I have a silly question for my poor bounty hunter that's been well behind in what's going on. The picture that you had, the lady with the dreadlocks. Who is that? I don't recognize that character,
Arn.
but I see her a lot.
There.
That's
Yeah.
Tower
Yeah,
Dare.
Yeah, she's
So
one of the
she's-
main characters.
Okay,
Oh,
that,
go ahead.
that shows you how behind I might be.
Yeah, if you
Oh,
haven't
okay.
played through that
Main character,
content yet,
but-
yeah, you're behind.
Yeah.
Months
Yeah,
ago,
'cause-
she came in with the sort of the last content update with a couple flashpoints that were added, and yeah, so she's been around for about 6-8 months with a couple other sort of new characters,
Okay.
and is involved in the continuing story.
I just kept seeing her face on the loading screen when I came in. It's like, I know everyone else but that one. Okay. Been a while. And
This guy, he's the main. He's I think the biggest antagonist, unless you're on his side and you're on Team Malgus, which I think we all can. He's not the nicest guy, but he's got some good ideas. I think we should all sort of pay attention and listen to what he
he's
says.
no emperor. He's not like that emperor guy.
So he's got some nefarious plans. So that's a big piece of it too, right? It's the story and the content. I'll flip through some of these, but there's like there's a flashpoint in operation. Seema, what are we looking for? We're most excited about the operation, but most of this stuff, the flashpoint stuff, is where the main story I think is going to be happening, right?
Well, I
Where
mean,
is it?
it's it's basically an X-Pack, so there's going to be extra levels. There's going to be extra, well, we think extra abilities, maybe fewer abilities. We
Yeah,
don't know.
that's a bit controversial right now with what's on the
Yeah.
PTS.
Yeah. Yes.
Say, where are they on the cycle? Are they in the pruning cycle, or are they in the give you more stuff cycle?
Expanding cycle.
Well,
Oh.
well, we thought we
Yeah.
were in the getting more cycle, but it looks like we might be in the pruning cycle. Because when the PTS came up this week, there was some ability pruning evident,
Yeah.
but they haven't said that was their goal, so we don't know for sure what's going on there. We're just testing some really early stuff on the PTS.
Oh, and I
So
thought
the
I
PTS
heard
is
something
up and
about.
available now. People are in there and trying it out. What we thought we were going to get was what they described as these combat styles.
Mhm.
And what combat styles was supposed to give to us was when you roll a class, you have like a class and advanced class. As of the last four years or so, you just pick an advanced class. That's just your class. You're either either a vanguard or a commando or a scoundrel or a gunslinger, and you can't change.
Mhm.
What combat styles seemed to say was not only can a trooper, play as like a gunslinger, so you're using two weapons, you get to sort of play the trooper storyline, but sort of use you're basically using gunslinger abilities and stuff, and the gunslinger weapon loadout. Not only can you do that, but you might be able to switch, and they're going to have loadouts. So now you can switch your armor, your armor and your weapons and your ability bars with a click of a button. That sounds great. That was interesting.
Yeah.
We were all excited. PTS came up and it wasn't any of that. It was, here's the Jedi Guardian, and of the Jedi Guardian, let's show you what the new way to spec a Jedi Guardian spec looks like. And there was like two ways to like pick a version of the DPS spec and a version of the tanking spec that each had sort of like a pared down subset of the abilities.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And in some cases,
it's
you were
not-
picking, like, for the tank, you were picking, wait, I only get one of the two good defensive abilities?
Oh, jeez.
right.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
So
it's a mystery. I don't know how they came from what they were talking about in the live stream to what we are seeing now on the PTS. So
Yeah.
I think there's going to be some. I think there's. Hopefully, this is just. They just want to test this. That we're reading too much into it. Maybe they just want to test the ability to choose
Right.
abilities, and it's not going to be this limited.
So limiting, yeah, because that seems very counterintuitive for gameplay in general. Especially when you think they're going to be expanding stuff, and
Yeah. I think they are.
Yeah.
But it was just weird for them to lead with this in this,
Yeah.
this cool new world. And then what they put on the PTS was not this, and it was something
Yeah.
else. And we all
I
got
mean,
confused.
there's ways to take abilities away from players, and this is not
Yeah.
one of those ways.
Yeah, I was
But
kind of
it
hoping
is-
that
It is kind of BioWare-ish.
I was kind of hoping that my bounty hunter would be able to get a sniper rifle and try that out.
Well, you will.
Yeah,
in
that's what we
theory.
all hoped.
You will. The way they've described it is, yes, you will. Basically, you're just going to be a bounty hunter that has a that just has the sniper spec and class and weapons.
okay.
So you're really a sniper, even though you rolled as a bounty hunter. And if you go into your class stories, they call you a bounty hunter and you play the bounty hunter class story.
Yeah, because I
Let's say
like
you're
that.
level
Like,
75 and you've already played all your classes. You might as well just be a sniper. You're just specing into sniper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just basically class changing to sniper.
yeah,
Right,
that
it's
sounds
your-
more interesting.
But you can have the headcanon of being a bounty hunter, and
Right,
that's your
right.
story that you're out in the galaxy bounty hunting, as instead of
Yeah.
out in the galaxy being an Imperial agent.
Right.
And this was the picture they showed to sort of illustrate that kind of headcanon deal. And it's an obvious sort of clear throwback to like Clone Wars and
Yeah.
Bad Batch. In hey, each of those troopers, they had like they did different
abilities.
things. They had different
Yeah.
weapons, and what if you could use any of those weapons? Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, what if you want to use Mando's rifle? That's why am I stuck with just? why am I
That's
just stuck with
honestly,
using-
that's my headcanon, is Keith got mad because he saw the Mandalorian using a sniper rifle in the TV series and got mad he couldn't do it in game, and then said, well, we'll just make them able to use sniper rifles, and they looked at the code and went, that's not going to happen, so we're going to have to basically unravel everything. So we'll do it this way, Keith, just to get him a sniper rifle on his
I like
bounty
that
hunter.
idea.
That's my headcanon.
I think it's a good kid again.
but my headcanon on that was, why not just take a a sniper, which is this, and just give him a sniper rifle and dress him up as a bounty hunter. So
Yeah.
this is my sniper.
Yeah.
It's a bounty hunter. I have a sniper, and you won't be able to do this. Or I have a bounty hunter that wields a lightsaber.
Right.
You won't be able to do this with their new system. They're not letting you cross over between Force users and tech users.
Right.
So no dark
But
saber.
I just took my Sork and I dressed him up in bounty hunter armor.
Yeah.
It's just headcanon anyway. He's a
Exactly.
bounty hunter with a lightsaber. And it's pretty look at that. That's pretty cool. look at that guy. Shoots lightning. Lightning out their hands.
So definitely a a light side.
Well, and
Well,
that's the other
so
interesting
light side,
thing
dark side,
is
there's another little trick.
Yeah.
They said if you want, say you're a Jedi and you want to spec into Force lightning, you may even be able to do that. But then they said something weird on the stream, which was like, but there may be like a dark side requirement. Like you have to have, if you have to be dark side enough to be able to do that.
That makes sense.
But
Just evil enough.
it kind
It
of
doesn't-
doesn't. It kind of doesn't.
It
makes
doesn't really,
sense.
yeah.
If you're not used to SWOTOR, my Sork, my lightning Sork, is 100% light side. I'm sort of like working for good inside the Empire because I think the dark side ways of the Empire are stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the story, and that's the canon, and my little light dark meter on my Sork is 100% light.
So right, so up
I'm 100%, yeah.
Yeah, up to this point, whether you go light or dark hasn't affected the abilities of your class.
right.
So
Right.
it
That's
is
true.
kind of
Now
it
it
is
only
kind
does.
of out of the blue to say, oh, and people are asking, so if I have a light side Sork, does that mean they're going to start throwing pebbles instead of lightning?
Right.
Because I'm not dark side, so how can I be using lightning?
Right.
Right.
True.
But it remains to be seen. Lots is going to come to the TGS.
This much
Lots
and
of
more.
blog posts. Yeah.
Well, and Max, it would really be interesting because part of the Sith storyline is to get that holocron. You have to shoot lightning at it, and if you can't shoot pebbles
Yeah.
at it, it doesn't open. Sorry,
Well-
come back.
Yeah.
Derp, derp.
Exactly.
Can't progress faster 'cause you're too good.
Wah.
Yeah.
They will have an operation with at the launch, at least one. On their roadmap, they talk about plenty of more stuff coming in 2022. The operation is it's not thematically, but it's connected to Duxon, which is the current operation, which is a Zerka corporation. If you're not familiar with Zerka corporation, it's this really cool part of Star Wars: The Old Republic lore. It's like Umbrella Corp. It's one of those evil corps that makes weapons, because we can.
Right.
Right.
Kind of company. Our top operation in the game right now is us infiltrating a weapons facility that's gone bad, and we're like, all the creatures that they've been experimenting on have gotten loose, and you fight the giant Rancor with missile launchers on it, and while you're doing it, there's like an AI, sort of a GLaDOS AI, that talks to you the whole time, and she basically gives you the sales pitch for why this monster you're fighting is so awesome. Like, oh, you thought you could beat him now? Wait till he starts to regenerate.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
and then in the fight, then the monster's regenerating. And
I always thought of Zerka as like the corporation in Alien that wanted to bring the alien
Yep.
back to Earth to weaponize it or whatever.
Yeah.
Sell it.
Exactly. This is another Zerka mess, but it's not Zerka that you're sort of encountering. It's Zerka started to do research on this, ancient weapon, and a Sith, like a dark Sith cult got their hands on it. So it's supposed to be sort of like space horror, dark side Sith, fight this cult, fight these cultists kind of thing. And here I'll ask you, any of you, do any of you recognize this? I did not, and most of our community did not. But this is a KOTOR thing that's coming back, and now I even forgot what it is. But it's did we write it down somewhere, Seema? What is this
I
thing?
didn't know.
It's
Looks like a
It's this-
supersized double-bladed lightsaber on its side. You could just grab it.
it's one of those. It's a Sith super weapon.
Like a Star
off-
Fortress, but different.
like a yeah, like a
Yeah.
yeah, like a Star Forge, like a like a Death Star.
Right.
Who somebody told me though. Somebody sent me a note and told me what it was. I can't find it now. Anyway, it is a KOTOR reference, and it's it's kind of one of those nasty planet killer kind of
Right.
things. So we'll have that. Anything else? What I mean, those are the main points. Oh, we'll have another galactic season.
New
It'll just be the
companion.
companion you can get.
Yeah. He
We'll
looks like
have-
it's the same species as Cad Bane, right?
Yep. Looks like it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's the first. It's the first one that's either that's sort of part of the story that we'll encounter. And then just a bunch of other stuff coming. They're gonna obviously have to update a bunch of stuff like the character creation and your character sheets, and because loadouts are coming, and then the class switching and all of that. So they're talking about those kinds of things. Manan is a place that'll be opened up. It's a planet that's in SWTOR today, but there's not much there. There's just it's like the entrance to a flashpoint.
Right.
It's now
Right.
going to be expanded. There's going to be dailies there. That was some of this underwater art that we were shown earlier. That's really cool.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, looking forward to it. So get in there and get on the PTS to try it out as it develops. I think that's going to be interesting.
I think there's going to be lots of PTS between now and then. I think this
Yeah.
is just the
I'm
beginning.
sure. Yeah.
There better be.
That's what. Yeah.
They
Better be.
Yeah. And then the other sort of Star Wars news is, I don't know if anybody's been listening to the audiobooks, but they sound a little something like this. My name is Martian Rowe. Just wanted to let you know the books are now out for Wave 2. So it's Wave 2 of Phase 1. So it's Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3. Wave 1 and 2 of Phase 1 is sort of where we're at right now.
Mhm.
Yeah, and you're reading it, right, Seema?
Yes, I started it. Yeah, I am.
How far are you now?
I am maybe like 7 chapters in.
I think I'm
I still
So-
have the first book to read, so I'm
21.
Yeah.
I've
The real value of these books is it gives you like a foundation for the period of time this is, the High
Right.
Republic. For one thing, it's a time when there are a lot of Jedi.
Yeah.
So,
I
like,
like to
In
look
the
at
in
that
the story
over.
from the movies, there's very few Jedi, and they're mostly all related. No, not really, but anyway. But this is like there's a lot of Jedi, and almost So the bad guys are right now. There's pirates and there's Martian Rowe, as Max was just giving you a glimpse into,
Yes.
and there's also some spoiler alert, sentient plant things that are very dangerous.
Yeah, and they were part
so
of
the
Phase 1.
drama-
They were part of the last the Phase 1 in the comic books. Actually, they were introduced.
Right. So the drama doesn't come from the battle between Jedi and Sith. It comes from the stories of all the people that are living in this period of time, and their adventures. So they could be up against the pirates or Martian Rowe or the man-eating plants, but they could have some other thing that's going on, or they could have this other thing. So I kind of view it sort of like Quantum Leap, like he would leap into a situation and then he had to make it right. So that's kind of how I view this, is like the Jedi, they come into a situation and the thing they want to do is to make it right.
Right.
Whether it's to save someone or, well, hopefully it's usually to save someone, but yeah.
To fix the wrong.
But it is so. There's 3 book series going on, regular novel series. There's the regular novels. We call them the adult novels, but that sounds like they're they're after dark or something.
Jedi
Which are
After
not.
Night.
Right.
So there's the regular novels. There's the YA, sort of the teen novels, and then there's a middle grade, which is sort of like middle school. And then there's
Like the Young Jedi Knights used to be.
There's like almost like a coloring book version of the level, like a 20-page little kids version of the stories even.
Neat.
And then there's comic
Start 'em
books.
young.
And that there's multiple. There's like 2 or 3 comic book series that were part of Wave 1, and coming soon, all of those series will continue. And then they're adding on a couple other things on the side. They're going to add a manga, and they're going to add an audio drama.
Okay.
No TV, no movies, no animated series stuff. So all High Republic is more all sort of like literature.
Yep.
Okay.
But across that, because there's these 3 book series, and especially that first book, The High Republic, like here, who's the main character? Well, here, this is just some of all of the main characters.
Yeah.
These are.
It doesn't hurt to have that.
It's an ensemble cast.
Yeah, which makes it kind of hard because, in fact, I don't even know who some of these people are. Who's Orla Jareni?
Yeah, it is. I mean, they introduce all these characters, and then you're like, wait, well, who is that guy again?
Right.
But I mean, that's me watching a Marvel movie too.
I was gonna say it reminds me of reading
Yeah,
Wheel of
yeah.
Time.
Yeah.
Good to have that at your fingertips. The syllabus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they're trying to lay down a foundation so that lots of stories can grow up. They're just
Right.
planting the seeds now.
Right.
Well, even think about like you're
we talked
watching
about this
Clone
quite
Wars.
a bit. Yeah. We
Yes,
talked about
yeah.
this on this episode, and we talked about it when we did the High Republic. I appreciate what they're trying to do, and I think it's fine, and we'll all get into it. In comparing it to something like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the Marvel Cinematic Universe developed over 10, 15 years.
Right.
Yeah.
It was like Iron Man. They told the story about Iron Man and Warmonger, and it was one protagonist. It was Iron Man.
Right.
I am Iron Man. And then Nick Fury shows up at the end, and it starts to get a little bit bigger. Then we have Captain America. Captain America movie.
Have that origin story and
This is like jumping in at
to
Infinity,
Infinity Wars. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, it is.
Which
It
makes
is.
it kind of tough. Yeah.
I mean, I think there's a different way they could have done it for sure.
Yeah. But they would have had to wait, 12 years to sort of develop the series doing
Yeah.
it.
No one's got time for that.
Nope.
They want it all now.
But it's
you
interesting
go.
because they're ruling so much that the television space right now.
Yes, they
So
are.
it's kind of neat to see this balance to it, because for so long, let's face it, Star Wars was either movies or books.
Yep.
You have different periods where there are different things. So it's kind of nice to see the different, okay, so we're going to tell this story in this medium and this story in this medium, and this timeline is going to be over here and in these movies. And
Yeah, and I think
Wonder
I think what's
they'll go
interesting
down the movie.
for me is SOTOR, at least the stories they're telling are much better in a longer medium where they can pace it out and they don't have to
Right.
get everything shoved into a 2-hour series or 3 2-hour, movies. They can go, "Oh, we're going to do, a 12 episode arc and have a slow, you can have slow episodes in there or character building episodes." So,
And if something doesn't quite land for you, you don't have to wait 3 years for the next beat.
exactly.
Speaking of that, Tet, we are watching Bad Batch while eating dinner, right?
Yup.
Thank you.
Bad Batch. No Loki spoilers, and I did watch Black Widow.
Nice. Yeah, me too. I have done. I have not watched Batch yet, but the other 2 of those 3 I have done.
I've watched
Sweet.
one episode of Bad Batch, and I have high hopes.
It
It is so
Yeah.
good. I'm
And I really enjoyed Loki. I'm up to date on Loki.
I'm enjoying it almost as much as
Excellent.
I liked Rebels, which is saying something, because
Yeah.
to me, Rebels is one of the most perfect pieces of Star Wars storytelling in my book. So
Yeah, it's
Good
so
to
much
know.
it's so much better than Resistance. Resistance was just
I didn't. I
rough.
watched 2 episodes of that, and
Yeah.
I couldn't.
That was rough.
Let's see, and then the only other thing that I was going to make sure we talked about, which we sort of did in the news, is Summer of Love. For anyone that isn't familiar, this is our
Our
I
big one.
said over 10 years, because I didn't have time to look it up.
Right.
We've done a Summer of Love. It's centered around Remembrance Day, which is August 2nd every year for our
Yep.
guild.
Yeah.
That's a special and solemn, event for us where we get together in game and in voice and remember people that are no longer with us. And then centered
Unfortunately,
around
with
that, or
last year.
starting with that, or ending with it, we
Mhm.
have a week of game events, and those are all getting
Various
planned out
games.
this year.
So what
We're gonna
time
have
is the Eastern? I'm trying to figure out if we want to podcast beforehand or move it a week and do a wrap up. So we'll figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Sunday, July 25th will be the kickoff,
Mm.
which is 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, 7 about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it would have started 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The town hall. I can push it. I can push it out a half
No,
hour.
we'll
We could
figure
start
it
at
out.
Yeah.
Because what we might do
8:30.
is we might do, instead of an intro, we might do a wrap up. So we'll
Yeah.
figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah,
talk
we'll
it
figure it out.
amongst
Okay.
ourselves.
But we'll do the town hall in VR and in Discord, and probably even stream it to Twitch also. And then tons of events, and then we're gonna end sort of as the climax of the week. We're gonna end with Remembrance Day on August 2nd.
Awesome.
It's a Monday night.
Very cool.
So keep an eye on the Discord and the forums, or we don't have forums, Twitter
Discord.
and the AIE website, which is this, and you'll get all of that. Where's the Discord button? Am I not on the? Oh, I'm not on the main page.
You're not on the main page. Yeah.
Little word there for a second.
Right there.
AIE-guild.org. Click to join our guild Discord right there. Oh, and I can get rid of this and change this one now to Summer of Love. There we go.
Exactly.
There we go.
Yeah.
I will do that.
Doing it live.
Do it soon. Yep. Okay. Anything else, Seema, that we sort of glossed over? You had the notes. You had the master list. Seema's the smart one, as you guys
And
can
she's
tell.
muted at
She
the
is.
moment.
I wanted to say anyone who's been thinking about checking out Star Wars: The Old Republic, who might have tried it years ago, just to be fearless and come join us. Everything has changed. Nothing is the same as it was 10 years ago. So feel free to ask a bazillion questions in Discord. We have several members who love answering questions. We want you to come and play with us. So that's my invitation to you if you were thinking about coming and checking out Star Wars again.
Yep. And
Yep.
and if you're already in Steam, use the Steam version. It's
Oh, it's so
Yeah.
nice.
The experience is so much better.
yep.
Steam is
Night
great.
and day. Like sometimes I've even dreaded going to the old launcher and getting in to do something because it was just such a pain every
Yeah.
time.
And it's free. It's free on Steam. You can play free. You can join the guild free. You can't do all the things free, but most and a lot
Yeah.
of things you can do free.
And if you
It's
ever
it's
Play
yeah.
you can play 8 of the original class stories all the way to the end to max level, all 100% free, and not even pay one dime.
and if you are a subscriber before, you come back in as a premium member, right?
Preferred.
Yes, if you've ever
Preferred.
subscribed before,
Oh,
if you've
okay.
ever paid $4.99 or more to them for anything, you don't even have to have subscribed. But if you've ever paid anything, you're a preferred member. And if you do want to come back and you do want to, if you just want to pay for 1 month, you get a ton. You get like all the current content. You get caught up on everything. You get every single expansion. So just subscribe, just pay $15, subscribe for 1 month, cancel your subscription a day later so it doesn't renew. And
You have
you're,
all the good stuff.
you're gold.
Yep.
And then if
Awesome.
you like it, you can stay. But yeah, as Seema said, that's sort of the reason we've done 388 episodes of
Right.
our podcast, is so that people hear about it and come play with us. So that's cool.
Seems to be working.
There he is, Malgus.
Yes, clearly.
Malgus, he's got some good ideas. I mean, he's like exclusive.
Yeah, it's his implementation method that's the problem, Max.
He's the inclusive Sith Lord.
Right, exactly.
I mean, he's like, alien species. That's fine. Come on, big tents. All this infighting between the Sith. They're stupid. I'm going to put a stop to that. By
In
force
your
choking
defense,
them to
those
death.
are
But,
some decent ideas. and,
No, I don't disagree. It's his implementation method we have the problem with. So
Oh,
Yeah.
He's,
Just
can't
don't be his
around without
girlfriend.
cracking some eggs, though, right?
Yeah,
Isn't that
exactly.
thing? And the eggs might happen to be like his girlfriend and
Yeah, yup.
killed because she was holding him back or whatever. But
You gotta crack a few eggs somewhere.
That's right.
He's just misunderstood, says Lucy.
yeah, I mean,
I think Max understands him quite well, actually.
Well, we had our last antagonist for 10 years. So I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to what Malgus is going to bring to the table.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes. So there we go. Anything else, Seema?
No. Let's call it a day.
All right.
All right.
All right, it's a day.
We gotta
Alright,
go have
so-
a chopped salad and watch Bad Batch before D&D tonight.
That's right.
Nice.
So that's our show for tonight. While the chat room begins suggesting show titles, we want to thank Max and Seema for joining us. So thank you, Max and Seema.
Thank
you,
you for having
guys.
us.
Thank you.
And of course, if you want to find them, they have their podcast or Discord. They have Twitters.
They have,
Twitters.
they have stuffs.
Yes, you have many things to find you in.
Yes.
Throw a stone and you'll find them.
Max keeps his eye on the Twitters. I do not Twitter anymore.
I'm very bad about it myself.
Discord, though, we're both on Discord.
Yes. Discord is the
Pretty much
place.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So come find us there, and we'll get you set up.
Nice. All right. So if you have questions or comments about our show, email us at podcast@aie-guild.org. Follow us on Twitter. The show is at AIE Podcast, and we make sure that we announce when we're going live there. Mew is at The Mew Cow. I am at Cyrowave, and Tet is at Ivory Tiger. We record live with video approximately every other Sunday, sometimes every 3 Sundays, at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Join the chat room and play along with us on the website. You know where that's at, but if you don't, it is aa-guild.org/podcast-live-stream. And our Discord server is, for chat, is aie-guild.org/discord. For past episodes, you can see them on our YouTube channel. Go look for the AIE podcast there. Our theme was composed, of course, by the amazing Andrew Allen. Follow him at Keys with Soul or visit his website, andrewallenmusic.com.
And now it's time to play all of the great AIE member segments we received this week. Well, we did not receive any, but just a reminder, if you want to send in a segment for us to play, keep it about 90 to 120 seconds, and we'll get it into the podcast.
Next time, we haven't decided who our our volunteers are for the next podcast, but we'll let you know when we do. So until then, AIE, this is Mewcow.
This is Makala.
This is Tetsemi.
And this has been the AIE Podcast.
Good night, everyone.
Hi, guys. Thank you.
I like that. I think Jedi After Night's a
Yeah.
good show title.
Or After Dark.
Yeah.
Yes. What did I say? After Night? See?
Well, yeah. In the notes,
Seema.
Deborah said After Night.
Yes.
But yeah, either works really well.
I like that. Jedi
Yeah,
After
that's-
Dark.
It's provocative. And
There we go.
It doesn't. It definitely works for,
All right.
August's good
It's-
ideas there.
It's,
All right.
it's provocative, so it totally is misleading.
Exactly.
Yep.
Right.
All right. Bye, chat room.
Hi, chat room.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.